Oh, there's nothing like a few technical problems at the beginning just to settle us in.
That's okay. I love it.
Oh, look, what would life be without challenges, right? And
The beauty.
here we are on the Six Star Business Podcast, and let's face it, you can't be six star without going through a number of challenges along the way. Isn't
Yeah.
that right, Pete?
It,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us, Priya. It's so lovely to have you. We've got one guest today. Probably tech challenges meant the other guest couldn't join us,
yeah.
but it's so lovely to have you. Welcome.
That's it. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. So, what we like to do to kick things off on our discussions here at the podcast is to ask our guests to introduce themselves by saying who you are, where you are in the world, who you serve, and something you like to do when you're not working, just so our listeners can get to know you.
That's an interesting question. I myself, Priya Mishra, I live in Sydney, and I do my all the business operation from Sydney, dealing globally, running an agency called Corporality, which is a management consulting firm specialized in marketing and sales. That's what company does. Uh, who I am is I'm a mother of two, a wife. Daughter, and I love poetry. So I am a big fan of literature, Indian classical. I'm classically trained dancer and a singer. In my initial days, I was approved artist in government radios at Deodarshan. So travel. I'm fortunate to travel across India, and played some Sanskrit dramas, which is our ancient language. Everybody knows Sanskrit. So I'm a, mm, I really love Sanskrit literature. So that's how I grew up. That's my upbringing are with the values, with the combined family, lived in a very rural area. But I was one of the fortunate girl who has been actually very well supported by parents and my brothers and sisters, despite living in a combined family with the large, you know, um, family members and everybody. I always tell people that we had a big family. We have challenges of poverty, but we had the love everywhere. So we flourished all together, and we are lucky enough to wherever we are, all my brothers, sisters, cousins, wherever we are still in connection. We are still in love, and we all succeeded on their own ways.
I can't tell you how many different ways and levels I love that introduction, Priya. I love especially that although I've known you for a few months and we've had one-to-one conversations. I just love it that even in just a couple of minutes, I found out things about you that I didn't know. I mean, I'm fascinated about the that you're classically trained as a dancer. Tell us about that part of your life.
See, in India, I don't know if you know, every state has its own folk dance and classical dance identification. So it's been there for centuries. We believe it's a very divine dance. And so many people I don't call myself Hindu, I call myself Sanatani. And there is a reason behind it, because in the Sanatan Dharma, it's been taught that there are different ways of practicing your spirituality. I'm not taking again religious word, I don't like, so I'm more spiritual than religious. My spirituality has been practiced by Raga Yoga. We call it different ways of yoga, and not many people knows even in India these days. So forget about the Western world, but I practice the Raga Yoga and a Karma Yoga. So my work, I am very proud to say that I love my work, and people call me workaholic, but I always say this. But here I'm happy. Some people will be happy in a dancing, going club, drinking, tourism. There are many ways to find the happiness. For me, my happiness is here. I always enjoy. And when in my spare time, I would like to go and practice my Raga Yoga. So I still try to practice my knowledge, whatever I have gained. And I really love that. Indian classical, the form I chose was Kathak. I also learned Bharatnatyam, which is the south part of Tamil Nadu, is the place. That's where Bharatnatyam was actually more popular and established. And Kathak was very much from the northeast part of India, and also Rajasthan area. So there are different form of Kathak itself. And I learned the northeast part, and I'm from the Lucknow, is my city where I born and brought up. So that's where I learned that. And that's what I practice. It's a very tough dance. It took 7-8 years to learn. And it's I don't see, if you meet any Indian classical dancer, and if they have been practicing that 60 years, 50 years, 40 years, they will still say, I'm beginner, I'm learning, I'm practicing. That's what it is.
So it's almost like a practice of yoga where one continues their practice.
Yes, till their
And
last day.
yeah,
And
wow.
it's like a very divine feeling. So we feel very uplifted. We feel very, it's nothing to do with the society or we pleasing somebody. It's to do with our own happiness. It's to do with our own calmness and devotion and dedication towards that music. So it's nothing to say that, oh, I want to apply for that. Yes, there are many gurus and out there, and they are doing commercial appearances as well. But to people who do not succeeded, it doesn't mean that they don't have the love for that. I won't count that as a success. We count as a more of a devotion. So I did it for more of a devotion. So after I left that and I gone into more IT career, still I never left the love. So I still love listening classical music, and I love reading in literatures, and especially poetry is I'm a big fan of poetry.
And is the dance one that you do with others, like in community or combination with other people, or is it one that you can do on your own?
We can do on our own. And there like there is a group dance, and there are different forms of it, and there are different practices and different songs for different time and different reason and different purpose for it. So
Okay.
whatever you feel your emotion, accordingly you perform. Especially when you are going into, say if you're going outside and you want to have a festive time, so you go with dance with the group. So we have our own folk dance and we have our own classical dance. I'm more inclined towards folk. I used to do folk singing as well. So I used to travel in folk singing, especially not many people know, but it is very UP, Bihar, Jharkhand. There is three states which sings Videshia, which is now it's not much popular, but it used to be very popular folk singing style. I used to sing that one, and yeah, so and those are the things. It's just for keeping yourself, your happiness, your moral, your calmness, your it's more of to do with your divine feeling.
You mentioned an IT career there while you when you were just talking, and at the beginning of the introduction, you said that your firm is as a management consulting firm specializing in marketing. So where does that IT career fit in Priya's life?
So when I started my career, I started as a marketer. So I really loved that time. But then when I was actually growing, as I said, I had the poverty challenge. I never call it as a problem. It was a challenge. So I just needed some support, and I found my career path, work with the wind. I needed to support my brother, sister, and family. At that time, my father was about to retire. So in Indian government job, you have to be retired. Earlier it was 58 years, now it is 60 years retirement age. So my father was in a railway, so he was supposed to be retiring, and I just needed to get the support. I find IT. Even though I loved the marketing job, I needed to flow with the wind to support. And IT was on boom at that time, and I'm talking about 95, 96 in India. And so I thought, okay, whatever. And I was already a COBOL programmer when I was doing my graduation. So I started my computer work when I was in 90 standard. I was working as a typist. So I just flew with the wind, whatever it was needed. And I had always that love for marketing. When I was doing my MBA, and I chose executive MBA, and I chose marketing and finance together, because I was working for banking at that time, banking solution side. I was working with the fintech work for CBA, and I, not that time at CBA, I was working for HCL, but later I joined CBA when I came here. In 2010, I decided I still did marketing major on that time, and I had that back in my mind that I have to go back. So when I was looking 7 years, when I was looking for my career change, I looked at my personality, what I like, what kind of a person I am. And I looked, and before I even formed the company, I wrote my slogan, ideation with fearless creativity. That's my company slogan. I don't know if you guys know. Ideation means like I've worked with a lot of ideas and the solutions and all. So they were very common words in IT field. Ideation is a very common word. So I like to use my left and right brain both. So that's why I say ideation with fearless creativity. That would be my slogan, whatever my company name will be. you know. That's where I started. And so when I career change, looked at my personality, I did whatever personality test was needed, and I thought this will be best suitable for thing, because it allows me to go out. And Priya Mishra as a person who is very outgoing. At the same time, she likes her own time as well. So what I decided, marketing will be like, it will allow me to go out, being passive, and then when I come, I can be my own introvert, and I can be my own creative person. So that's suited very, decided, defines very well marketing side of it. It also allows me to feel like if it will be something will be very easy, I'll get bored, right? So I needed to challenge myself, and which is marketing. The service I offer is very challenging. Every time I meet new person, every time I acquire new customer, it's a brand new work I'm doing. You know, it's not just that industry. Say people say, "Oh, I'm in specialize in X industry. I'm doing marketing for X industry." But I'm always thinking that how could you specialize? Because for me, every time I meet new person in a new business, it's a completely different challenge, even though it is from the same industry, right? And that's what I love about my job. So when people ask me, "Oh, what's your experience for X industry?" I always question, is it gonna make a lot of difference? Because if I'm using the same concept, same strategy for every person, even though in the same industry, I'm gonna do a disastrous job here, right? I have to come up with something new for you, especially, right? Very boutique. So anyway, I explain where I am, because that's what they want to hear, but that's what my question is to them.
I love that you've allowed your journey and obviously your early years and the foundational, I guess, training of the music and the dance has really heightened, I guess, the right side of your brain. And then you came into this corporate arena with your studies and IT, and then marketing and finance. It's like, wow. And it sounds to me like you've been able to balance the two really nicely because of this grounding that you've had from a young age. And even your approach to your customers in your industry is that there are no two people alike, which is right. So, and you're not giving people a blanket cookie cutter, here's the 7 steps to your marketing success.
No, it's linearly impossible. I don't know how others does. It will be impossible for me to come. I always think brand new. As I always, I don't know if you hear my joke in Connect Collaborative. I said that every day I come, I feel new. So tell me if I need to pitch. Every day I join this table where I'm sitting, and it's my worship place. I would say it's my workplace, is my worship place. My karma is is gonna define my, my company and my people. Success. This is when I sit here, I'm saying, okay, what's new I'm bringing? What what else is out there, what's happening in the industry. So I start my day 8 to 9. I normally don't book any appointment. I always go and do my research. What's new happening? Which sector is moving? Where it is heading, right? I do like to spend those times. And I'm curious for everything. I love being a child if I have to go back to my childhood. And I cannot go by my biological age, so I go by my mind, you know.
There is something so six star about that mindful approach, that mindfulness, and just coming at it from with that beginner's mind. What is new. How am I showing up? And I love the way you described your workplace as your worship place. I guess for some people that might sound sacrilegious or even blasphemous, but I got what you meant. That there's something almost sacred about the work we do, and I think in a six-star business that is so imbued with love and a desire for impact, that's an appropriate word. I think. What would you say, Av?
Yeah, I always believe that, if you love your work passionately, and if you are actually worshiping it, you will be morally, ethically grounded. And when you go to the God's place, what will happen? You become yourself. You're not trying to fake, because your God knows. I'm not bringing all that religious aspect here, but I'm just saying this is what the emotion comes when you are doing your religious practices, right? You become yourself. You bring your authentic yourself, and you just surrendered in front of your God, and you say, okay, whatever it is, whoever I am, this is what it is. And I feel like if people will bring that kind of a morality and ethic at their workplace, the dedication, the accountability, the true self, your personality will shine and reflect through your work, And I always say that nobody is perfect. I never try to be perfect. Yes, I do mistakes, Yes, I get emotional. Yes, I cry. Yes, I laugh. Every emotion you live here, 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever time you are spending, you just express those things here. So your aura is actually very much aligned with your vision. And if you are not being true yourself and you're not reflecting that to your client, if people are not fooled, they will know sooner or later, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the words, I know that the language you're using is probably new to some listeners, or maybe they think it's more spiritual, but it's the same meaning to being authentic, pulling back the layers,
Yeah.
showing love, creating safety, allowing people to be themselves. It means the same thing, doesn't it?
Yes, it is. And in religious ground, for my mama, I'm a very rebel. Uh, my mama thinks I'm not practicing as I am supposed to be, but it's okay. For me, I always, my father was a very non-religious person. So he always talks to me in a very practical fashion. He always tried to attach science with, whatever if he can understand. And if it is scientifically not logical, he said, don't bother. So I was very close to my father, and my mom always used to say, you are spoiling her. So I'm kind of a rebel for my mom. So just a fun fact. Beautiful journey. Yeah. Wherever you are listening me. My dad. I'm saying.
I'm sure he's smiling and having a chuckle.
Yes. He always, he never wanted to, he wanted to showcase his strict personality all the time. And I'm always bringing that, even when after the polio and all, and I jumped the classes because I lost a couple of years during polio, 100% paralyzed situation. So recently when I got the kidney issue because of my polio, so I always used to joke about it, and everybody used to say that, why are you making fun of it? I'm like, yeah, it's the ultimate gift. I will be dying with this. So obviously I have to not keep stupid with that. When polio was going away, he said, "Oh, I cannot leave her alone. I lived in her body for so many months and a year, and I have to give something." So they gave me this whole kidney problem, so I can keep thinking about it and talk about it. So,
I,
beautiful. Yeah.
I think it says so much about you as a human, Priya, that the fact that you had polio was just mentioned in passing in conversation, and yet for some people it may well be like the defining thing of their life and kind of just informs everything that happens from that point forward. I mean, can you talk about that time of your life, because polio is not a trivial illness.
No. So for me, I was 100% paralyzed, and people told me, I mean, allopath told me that I'm gonna die in 3 months. So, and I was fourth daughter. So back in those days, polio was very common in India. Now, in India is a 100% polio-free country. So thanks to government schemes and the campaigns they were running. But back in those days, and I was not the only daughter where my parents has to spend their life to save me, but they did spend hours and hours to save me and look after me. So it has been hard for them, right? But I didn't realize what happened. I was 5 years old, and maybe I was having my life of time attention, right? Because after that, when I was actually cured and healthy, their attention was divided. So I said, "Oh, I don't remember, but thank God you guys were paying more attention to me." I always make jokes about anything because I always feel like the life is full. You have to live whatever time you have given on this planet. You have to live it fullest, you know. Um, and that is the ultimate goal. You're not gonna change it, but you can live whatever time has been given with your most happiest time, and this is gonna define your whole future aspect, where you are heading, how you are actually surrounding the people, what they are thinking about you. um, and that's why I feel like those are not defining, they were defining moments for my parents. For me, I lived my life that time, whatever was get thrown on me, I lived after that as well, and I'm still gonna live a future, because that I during that time I was very weak, so my body was 100, like I was not able to swallow, so my urine returned back to my kidney, and it created reflection, and I started getting issues which other doctors could not identify. I lived my whole entire life giving that I had a migraine. So I don't know, I mean, backs of backs painkiller I have eaten in my life, because I never wanted to stop. Like, even though I'm vomiting and headache and all, my in-laws saw that, my sisters and brothers saw that, but I never stopped a day, right? I said, whatever, I'm going to take a Panadol and I'm going to go to a school and a college or a work and office. And I was always busy, right? I was waking up 5 a.m. in the morning, 6 o'clock, I'm leaving home, going for my dance class, then I'm going for a school, college, then I'm going for work, and then I'm doing drama practice. Um, you know, I didn't have time to think, so I have to eat painkiller and keep going. Everybody was complaining about that, and I said, God knows that painkiller didn't give me the kidney problem. Rather, I already got it when I had the polio. So I'm still here. And I'm glad I have lived the life I have been given, with a very respectful manner. And I am not regretting a bit of my life. My father was telling in his last days, I would have given you something better. I said, I don't know, Papa. If you have given you something better, then I don't know if I would have become the Priya Mishra personality I become. Right? My full name is Priya Mishra. Actually, Priya means sweet speaker. So this is who I am.
It sounds like the your early challenges have helped define not only your personality, but part of that grit and determination for showing up in life and, being grateful and giving it your all. Would you say that that has been the biggest challenge that you've had on your journey to so far?
Uh, so far, my biggest challenge was like physically, I was challenged, and that's okay. But I have never. I was a hockey level player. I'm not. I don't have any. If you look at me, and you will not say that I am. I have ever any until I'll tell you I have ever any polio or anything, right? So considering what I had, and then when I recover, when I was the healthiest person of my family, considering other than just a minor headache and urine and all that issues, that's okay. But that I never stopped, and that I feel like this I get I don't push people. I don't know when I talk to Western people, when I don't know if your audience will listen, they will say, "Oh, she's so hard on herself. She's trying to avoid the problem and all those things." But I never thought about those things. I'm just thinking that I'm living in this movement, and this is the opportunity I have given, and this is the task I have in my hand. And whosoever is surrounded by me, like I don't know the God. I am just looking at the people living around me, dependent on me. How I can best serve that. That's my life purpose, right? Everybody will find their own purpose. I found my own. My own purpose was that I wanted to look after, take care, and keep people happy around me. And I'm very selfish, and I do those things because I want to be happy. Okay, so when I say do something for somebody, and if say something somebody, and when they say thank you, I said, oh, don't say thank you because I'm very selfish. I'm doing it for myself. I want to smile tonight. I want to sleep better tonight. Right? So don't say thank you to me. For everything I do, every pen I move is because of a selfish reason. I want to see myself happy.
And in achieving that, you make others happy as well.
Yes, if they can reflect, yeah, that's good. That's nature. When you look at the flower or a plant or a tree and a bird, do they try to please you? They're being themselves. That's it. Right. So they're beautiful. They're being themselves, and you reflect that beauty in yourself when you see that. That's nature.
That's right. It's very profound.
Almost too profound for 7:30 in the morning for me. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful to hear you talking, Priya. And, we've not really talked about business during this conversation, and yet there's so much of what you're talking about in terms of being yourself that really speaks to the heart of being a six-star business, because as a business owner, your business is you. It's part of you.
Yeah, your business is your reflection, your personality of, like, you see, when people look at why there are three colors in you, because I'm a vibrant person. I like something vibrant, right? When people look at me, I like to bring those colors and the happiness. So I had whole blue. First, I look at the psychology, and I said, okay, the people in business, like intellectual business and, business in itself, consulting in itself, defined by more of a blue color. So I chose the blue color, and then I said, it's going very boring. There is no fun in it. So I unnecessarily added, I chose yellow color because I wanted to be defined by the 100% Australian. So I chose the yellow from the Australian flag. And then I saw there was no fun when I was trying to match the blue and yellow. It was not going very funny color. Like, there was no attraction to it. So I added purple, and I said, oh, this is bringing the life of, vibrance, and that's what it is. And this is the reflection of me. If some people don't like, some people say something weird. Okay, looks good. So everybody has their own perception. I do what I like, as long as I'm not hurting somebody else.
I love that. You're very, very sovereign.
Thank you.
It's fabulous. Priya, I'm fascinated to know what six-star means to you.
What six stars means to me, I mean, there are so many stars in the world. I'm not sure why we have been picked up by six stars only, but the six stars for me is like If in your life, in your personality, your business is different, a reflection of your ideas, your emotions, your personality, right? You do not choose something you don't like. And if you have chosen something you don't like, it means you are in a wrong business anyway, right? The kickoff itself is wrong, right? So you must have chose what you have chose for a reason, not because I wrote that in my book also, that if you have chose your career pathway because your boss kicked you out or your parents challenged you that you cannot do anything in your life, and you decided, okay, I'm gonna show something today and I can do something about it. you know you if you have chosen it and thoughtfully strategize your thought, then definitely you have must have planned something where you want to head, where you want to see yourself, where you want to approach your whole entire journey. And because you are the initiator of it, whomsoever is going to join your journey should be aligned with your vision, right? So if you're not taking, and I always tell it to my team, that you guys are not my team, you're my asset, you know. So when I see the gold, I just grab it. Everybody loves gold, shiny gold. For me, my asset is my team, and I just grab them and I hold on to them, and I don't mind if I have to actually pursue them to keep me if I see a golden personality and the people who are really dedicated, devoted. So even in my corporate days, I used to fight that your team is your asset. They are your army. And when I interview them, I ask them, are you gonna be dedicated as I am gonna be dedicated? Because this company corporality is gonna be, you have to show your patriotism to the corporality, just like you show your country, right? So if you can think like that, let's join the army. When you are, and when I train them, I always train them in the set that these are my certain disciplines, rules and regulations and policies, so that we can align with the society. But at the same time, when you are in a war zone, and if your enemy is actually killing you, or or somebody is coming and asking you a question, you're not gonna tell that I'm gonna go ask my major captain, whosoever is. You take a decision, and I promise I'll back it up, right? I'm a big fan of Rich Carlton on customer experience aspect, right? So I always, when I talk to my customer, I say, what is your unique selling proposition? I'm promising you 90% people come and say customer satisfaction, right? And I ask them, define me, please. Because for me, customer satisfaction is a very undefined and defined both way. I would say it's just like I told you that technology is a hate and love relationship, right? So it's like that for me. If you're not giving this customer satisfaction, then actually you are not in business anyway. When you start thinking about customer experience, that's where your six stars starts. When you start thinking about giving overall business experience with the omni-channel aspects, that's where six stars starts, right? Those are the aspect I always, when you're planning for your vision, when I created two framework. One is corporality effect. When you are here today is your this year. Okay, for me, what you are planning for this commercial year, okay, financial year, and what you are gonna, where do you want to say, all business coaches ask this question, where do you want to see yourself 3 years, 5 years, 7 years down the line? And they define it, but they don't have a plan for it, right? But the day you start you have two plans, one for today and one for 3 years down the line, and you are acting both of them together today. That's where I will say you are a six-star business. Right? Because if you go in ancient temples, there used to be three doors. I don't know if you know this. I give that analogy. You go in ancient Indian temples, there are three doors. Okay. But there is only one stair to go up and down, middle one, right? Which we call it, this is present, this is past and future, right? So you can, in your past and your future, you can peek in, right? Just look and say what's in there and what was in there and all those things. But then you can only come in and out only from the present one, right? But if you have not given that opportunity to look in your past and learn the lesson, and look in your future and plan your vision, then actually you are not an entrepreneur. You are becoming more slave to yourself. You're a business owner who become a slave of yourself rather than someone else is working, being an employee.
Yeah, I really love that, Priya, because I guarantee there are more business owners who are slaves to themselves than there are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
That's a
And
wonderful
everybody is
analogy.
trying to survive. Why not sustain, create a sustainable business model? That's where you start thinking, I have to be a 6-star business. Then only I'll be a sustainable business model. When you are trying to be sustainable, who is joining you? Most important person should be standing next to you, whether it's your team, your family, your parents, your husband. If they are supporting you, the journey becomes much easier. If they are not supporting you, there was one poet long time ago, a Bengali poet. He was a Nobel winner as well. His name was Rabindranath Tagore, and he said, if nobody is helping you and supporting you, akla chalo means keep going alone. It's a Bengali poetry.
Yeah, yeah. I love that.
My heart is full from this conversation.
Oh, I feel like I've spanned decades, continents, and I've just had an injection of ancient history and truth and wisdom.
Thank you.
There,
Just
there's been a definite sense for me of expansion as we've been talking. It's very difficult for me to describe, but I felt I don't know. I'll need to reflect on it afterwards. But there's been a sense of yeah, just expansion. Just maybe because we've been talking about love and personhood and I don't know, just a beautiful conversation, Priya. And thank you for showing up.
sometimes you don't need to explain in words. You just need to feel it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, definitely
Yeah.
felt it, and I hope it's come across to the listeners.
Absolutely. Priya, I'd love to get you to share the name of your book, which has just been recently released. Would you like to share that with our listeners as well?
Yeah, the book name is Journey of Perseverance.
Journey of Perseverance. It's a beautiful cover, picture of you looking lovely on it. Yeah, and where can they find that?
It's available in everywhere, Booktopia, Amazon,
Okay.
everywhere it is available. And also my website is priya.sydney/the book. If you can go explore, you can buy all the links. Keep adding wherever it is getting published across the world.
Okay. Wonderful. We'll have those links on the show notes too, on the episode show notes. As I'm conscious of the time, even though I'd love to just keep going. So just to kind of bring this to a lovely close, I'd like to ask you, is there something like a nugget or a takeaway that you can give our listeners at the end of this beautiful conversation?
I think I have given a lot of insights already, but I believe that on my book name is that you have to be perseverant, you have to be resilient, you have to stay with your vision, believe in yourself before anybody else will believe in you is very important, right? Um, and if you as you go along, my a long time ago my father told me a story. I was bragging about that I'm studying in city. I was traveling 3 hours from my village to go to city and come back to home to study. It was needed because there were no proper school and I refused to sit on the ground. Okay? So my father told me, you are not born in king family. So I said, then I'll become one. I'm still trying to become a king, but let's see. Kingdom is going away, so I'm not gonna go. Okay. That was my 9-year-old wisdom. So I'm still trying to become a king, but yeah, I'm king of myself. I'm king of my thoughts, and I believe that once you decide, you stick to that. And I was bragging about myself, and my papa called me and he said, "Look at the palm tree." And I looked at it, and he said, "What is in? How many fruits in there?" I said, "4, 5." Can you? And there was a mango tree, and papaya, and all of my. There were so many fruits there. In mango, he said, "Can you count how many fruits in there?" I said, "I don't know, how 100 or something." And my father said, can you see the palm trees is standing straight, not bending at all because they have less fruits. And the mango is actually trying to offer you all their, whatever they have, bending down as because they are getting loaded with the many and many fruits. So as you grow, as you become more wiser, as you have more knowledge, as you have more fruits with you, become more humble. So I'm still trying to practice that.
What a beautiful sort of
Yeah.
ending to a beautiful conversation. Priya, thank you for who you are. Thank you for being with us. And
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah. Thank you
Thank you
so
for having
much. We're
me. Thank
very
you.
grateful.
Thank you. Thanks.
bye.
Thanks for having me. Thank you. Really appreciate it.